Namaste, namaste, and welcome to Monday Midday Chair Yoga. Today is the 5th week of our term, I think. I've lost count completely. But we are moving from the solar plexus, from the sacral chakra into the solar plexus. So moving our awareness energetically from our hips and the low abdomen into the middle of the torso, the space just underneath the rib cage, around about the space between the bottom of the ribs and the belly button. We call this Mani Pura Chakra, or the solar plexus. The color is yellow, and I am indeed wearing yellow. It's just my underneath layer, because it's not a yoga shirt, it's just a random t-shirt I've got there. But the color is yellow. The mantra is Ram, R-A-M, Ram. And the solar plexus governs, as you might imagine, from its position in the body, the digestive system, and our ability to make energy. So to take energy from the food we eat and make that into energy for the body. So we are going to work a lot with this part of the body, side bending, twisting, forward and backward bending. And we're going to use our chairs and a block today. So popping the block to one side, let us just rest the feet on the floor towards the front of your seat, sitting nice and tall, rolling the shoulders, perhaps wriggling through the back of the body, and then resting the hands on that area of the body just underneath the rib cage, softening the elbows and shoulders, closing your eyes or gazing gently downward. And begin with just a few long, deep breaths. As we breathe, we can feel the breath moving underneath the hands. As we breathe, we don't force the belly to expand and contract. It's just what naturally happens with the breath. So there's a real softness and surrender to the movement. If you feel comfortable and able, you can expand your breath further, lengthening the breath in and the breath out. Notice the length in the back of the body. Notice the feeling of the breath moving in the ribs at the sides of the body and behind you, as well as underneath your hands. This deeper breath, this diaphragmatic breathing, and it's a really lovely way to calm and to balance the energy of Mani Pura Chakra. You can tap into this slow, steady breath, a breath of confidence and strength whenever you need to. Just find that inner confident calm. At the end of your next exhalation, just relaxing your arms, letting your breath find its natural rhythm. And we're going to begin our practice just by drawing the chin towards the chest briefly, and then rolling the right ear towards the right shoulder, and the chin towards the chest, And the left ear towards the left shoulder. Chin to chest. Going from side to side or making alternative neck movements. If these ones don't suit you, doing anything that feels good to awaken the neck and the shoulders. We'll do one more to each side. And finish by drawing the chin back towards the chest, giving yourself a pause, a smile, raising the head, bottom teeth over top teeth to lift the chin all the way up. Breathing as you hold. And then gently releasing back to center, releasing the jaw. If you need to go down again, please feel free to go down again. Otherwise, just rolling the shoulders. The roll of the shoulders. Oh, that feels so good, doesn't it? Let's turn this into more of a movement with our arms. So we're going to make big circles with the arms around the body. And as we do that, we'll perhaps get a sense of opening our chest as the arms go back, and maybe rounding the shoulders forward a little bit as the arms come forward. Feel free to move your head as part of the undulation of your spine. Press into your feet, firming the center of the body, lifting those belly muscles. Opening, finding space, maybe slightly bigger circles with the arms, maybe crossing the arms in front of the body and drawing the hands back behind the body if you can. We're going to do 2 more of these, nice and firm in the center. When you're ready, just resting your arms down to your side, coming back to a more neutral spot, and just rolling the shoulders gently, a little wriggle of anything that needs wriggling, maybe a gentle turn of the head as well. We're going to stick with our center. You can have your knees and feet as wide apart as makes sense for you. And we're going to do a little bit of side bending. So let's start with the hands onto the waist, and we'll just bend to one side and then the other, pressing both feet into the floor. So as we work, we want to really find firmness in the bottom of the body by firming the feet to the floor, the base of the body into the seat, and then using those belly muscles to lift inwards and upwards to create stability in center. If you wish to, you can use your arms moving in this side bend. And as we add the arms, it becomes much more effort. Even if we're not aware of it, it's a heavier load for our body to move. So just working at a pace that feels good to you, noticing what you have to work with, what you have to switch on to make the motion. Lovely. Let's do one more to each side. And then we're going to raise both arms up, lifting through the front of the body. And as you breathe out, draw your right knee into your chest and your hands towards your shin or your knee, and then stretch up both feet on the floor, and then left knee into chest, hugging it towards you. Stretch up both hands. Exhale as you draw your knee into your chest. Inhale as you reach open. Exhale, left knee into chest. Inhaling, open. Exhaling, right knee in. Inhaling, open. Exhaling, left knee in. Inhaling, open. Let's do one more to each side. Exhaling as you draw the knee to chest, scoop the belly in. Inhale to open. Exhaling, rounding, scooping, lifting in. Inhaling, open. Finish by reaching up and softening your shoulders down. We're going to reach from one side to the other. So reaching up with the right arm and then up with the left arm. Just one and then the other. Feel that lift happening underneath the rib cage. Maybe looking up gently, feeling the belly muscles just engaged enough to feel supportive. We'll do one more to each side. And then finish by just drawing the arms down to the sides of the body gently and slowly, releasing the shoulders as you go. At the bottom of the movement, perhaps a little wriggle through the chest, the neck, the shoulders, whatever feels like it needs moving. And then we're going to leave the feet exactly where they are, just pressed into the floor again to sit nice and tall. Take the arms wide, but they don't need to be high. Wide, and then twisting to the right and twisting to the left. We're just doing a little twist from side to side. Try not to press your tummy muscles out. Draw them inwards and upwards, pressing into the feet at the same time. If you like to, you can allow the arms to reach across the body to give you a little bit more of a twist once you have warmed the body up. Very nice. We're going to hold the next time we twist to the right. Just take a moment here, lengthening the crown of the head up, maybe moving the shoulders gently. And then we're coming back to center, twisting to the opposite side, lengthening the crown up, shoulders relaxing down. Holding and twisting back to center. Releasing here, just relaxing in the shoulders again, making any movements that feel good. We're going to take hold of the blocks that we have here. We're going to do a little twist motion. So we're going to start with a block up over the head. It can be in front of the body. It doesn't need to be directly over the head. If a block is too narrow, it's okay to do this without the block in your hands and just have your arms nice and wide. We're going to firm the feet into the floor and the belly muscles to sit upright. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, draw your right knee in and take the block to the right side of your body. And then come back through center, sitting tall, both feet down. Draw the left knee in, turn the block to the left side of the body. And back through center. Inhale and exhale as you twist. Inhale and exhale as you twist. Nice and firm in the belly muscles. Inhale, exhale as you twist. Keep one foot steady into the floor. Inhale and exhale as you twist. Let's do one more to each side. Inhale and exhale as you twist. Inhale, exhale as you twist. Let's finish by breathing in to take the arms up, breathing out to take the arms down to the sides of the body. Little roll in the shoulders. I'm going to pop my block to one side and I'm just angling my chair so it's easier to see, but sitting back into your seat, relaxing your body against the back of the chair so you can switch off some of that muscular effort of support. And we're just going to kick the legs in front of us to soften again any effort in the legs. Doesn't matter where the legs get to. If you want to be more precise, you can extend the leg right out in front of you and slow the movement down. Maybe extend into your toes sometimes, into your heels other times. So you get a nice motion through the ankle as well. Super stuff. Relaxing the legs, just allowing the feet to make nice circles. So we're warming up the ankles nicely as we're about to come into standing. And then we are going to slide forward on our seats. We're going to have the feet directly underneath the knees, nice and firm in the body, enough of your bottom on your seat that you feel really secure and confident to find it as you sit back down again. And we do our hover sit stands. So we're going to hover the hips up and then release the hips gently down. Hover and release. Remember, if you can't hover, even just getting a little bit of air, pressing into the legs, that touch of lift or intention to lift is enough. If you can hover, hold briefly and then release. Keep that firmness in the center of the body. And this time we're going to stand all the way up. So we're hovering and then standing tall. As we stand tall, that firmness in the center of the body, but opening the chest, maybe sliding the hips slightly forward, and then bending the knees, taking the hips back as you reach the hands forward, a little counterbalance to sit lightly down. Come to hover, Stand all the way tall, nice and firm through the center, and then releasing back, lengthening the tailbone back as you lightly sit down. Let's do 3 more of those. Stand all the way up, return to that almost hovering position, and lightly kiss the buttocks to the chair. Hover, stand all the way tall, keeping that centered lift in the body as you release down. This time we're going to stay standing up. Hover, stand all the way tall. Take a deep breath in here and then just float the arms down to your side. Give yourself a little dancing shoulder, dancing hip, if that feels good to you. Awesome. So now that we're standing upright, I'm going to move this chair ever so slightly out of the way. Excuse me. Don't know what it is. These last few weeks I've had a real frog in my throat. So we're going to take the feet nice and wide, a little soft in the knees, and get kind of bouncy. And we can transfer the weight from one side to the other, just feeling our way into wherever is centered. And when we feel that we're in the center, we're going to stand really tall, firm those belly muscles again, and gently twist from side to side. These twists are all about letting go of tension that we don't need to hold in the body, finding a bit of comfort in those areas of stiffness, but also finding that sense of engagement through center. Let's take our awareness to the center of the body by tapping the hands around the bottom of the rib cage. So at the front or the sides of the body and behind the body. And then focus on the sensation across the center of the body as we twist one side and the other. Can you feel your skin moving, your muscles engaging? Do you feel the sides of the body and the back of the body as much as the front? Allow the crown of your head to be lifted so you get that opportunity for space in which to move. And then if you wish to, you can add that pivot on the toes. So at the moment, I'm pivoting away from my lifted heel. So that's how I'm doing it. Doesn't matter if you're doing it the other way around, because we're going to do it both ways today. So whatever pivot you're doing is perfect, but we are going to change it to be the reverse. So as I pivot one way, I'm going to leave my heel up and then twist the body towards it. So now that I'm pivoting towards my lifted knee, lifted heel, still keeping nice and steady and centered, nicely lifted through those belly muscles. And then we can go back to doing the other simply by falling into our natural pattern, keeping that lift, just noticing how that feels across the body. Let's add that soft bend in the knee. Bounce and twist, bounce and twist. Maybe touching the opposite side of the chest in front of the body, still reaching for the opposite side of the rib cage behind the body, if you can. Yoga is quite often an opportunity to move outside of our standard movement patterns and just explore how that feels in the body, find a little bit of flexibility of movement and mind. When you're ready, you can lose your bounce, simply pivot for a moment, then bring the feet back to steadiness. And we're going to turn this movement into a stretch across the body. So we're reaching from side to side, maybe get that bounce back. And we can open the chest a little bit here, stepping the extended legs slightly back to find a little bit of lift and space through the front of the body. Nice softened forward bend as the arms come down, and a beautiful open back bend as the arms go back and up and the leg goes back as well at the same time. Remember, if you need to keep the movement smaller, if it feels less steady, then coming back towards center. We'll do one more to each side. And then just allowing the arms to rest down to the side, the feet to come back to steadiness, the whole body to find a moment of stillness as we breathe in. And soften the shoulders down. Maybe one more deep breath in. Maybe a sigh out. Awesome sauce. Well done, everybody. That is fantastic. Kati Chakrasana, this lovely twisting movement that we turned into a back bend, forward bend, is perfect practice for our Mani Pura Chakra. It moves everything that wants to be moved there. And we're going to do a little bit more of this kind of practice as we come into doing a chair-supported cat-cow position. So with your chair seat, just resting your hands onto your chair seat and stepping your feet enough away that your feet are underneath your hips. Maybe if you bent your knees, you could slide your hips slightly further back. It doesn't matter if your hands are slightly in front of you, just as long as it feels nice and supported. And we want the sense of drawing the center of the body upwards, lifting these muscles in and up so that we can create space underneath the body, pressing into the chair, pressing into the feet as well. And then we're just tilting the pelvis under and tilting the pelvis out. And if you start with just the pelvis to begin with, if the rest of the spine wants to join in, if it feels like it's missing out, then you can totally do that. But if you can do it a little bit just at this end of the body to begin with, that is great. When you're ready, you can let that movement become like a wave. So tilting the pelvis under, rounding the back of the body up towards the ceiling, tucking the chin towards the chest, scooping the belly in, and then from the bottom of the back, tilting the pelvis under, finding space through the front of the body, gliding the shoulder blades down, looking slightly forward. From the base of the spine, rounding under, keep the knees bent, it gives you more room, scooping the belly in, squeezing those muscles in towards the spine. And then from the base of the spine, rolling forward, gliding the shoulder blades down to open the chest, looking slightly forward. The belly muscle's still active. Let's do 3 more of these, rounding under, scooping, lifting, hollowing that space underneath the body, lengthening the back of the body, rounding in the opposite direction, opening the front of the body, gliding the shoulder blades down. If you want to, you can move with your breath, breathing one way, and breathing the opposite way. We've got 1 more to go. Breathing as you move, breathing as you move. From here, we're going to come up to standing for a moment. So bend your knees deeply. You can either walk your hands up your chair or draw them in towards you, press into your thighs to stand tall. And anyone who does sit to stands quite readily will be able to do that. That's what we'll build our strength for. As you come up the standing, we'll widen the feet and just give our hips a nice little stir. So any tension that we've created in our effort towards strength is released. We can roll our hips in the opposite direction as well. Very nice. Very good. Okay, so for those who felt that that was challenging enough, you can stick with doing these cat-cow positions, really focused on the center of the body. And for those of you who would like to join me, we're going to take 1 foot off the floor. Oh my word. Okay, so we're going to start with the feet a little bit more close together, bending at the knees and placing the hands down. And then we want to start with our right leg first. We press the mat away from us with hands and feet and the chair as well. And we're going to bend the right knee and then lift the right heel behind us as we look forward, nice and firm across the belly muscles, and draw the knee into the chest as we round under, chin to chest, nose to knee, heel to buttock. Nose to knee rather. Inhaling as we look forward, gliding the shoulder blades down. Exhaling as we round under, nose to knee, heel to buttock. Scoop the belly in. Keep the belly lifted as you inhale, pressing the heel up behind you. And exhale, rounding under. Very nice. Let's do 2 more. Inhaling. And exhaling. That standing leg might be getting a bit tired. Just 1 more. Inhaling. And exhaling. Step onto both feet and just lengthen your tailbone behind you. Give your hips a little sway from side to side. Take the weight off your hands by turning the backs of the hands towards the chair so that you perhaps can take a little bit of weight, but not much. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So place your hands firmly back on your seat, feet together or towards each other, pressing the chair and the floor away from you. We're going to firm the belly muscles, soften the left knee, and then inhale, press the left heel up behind us, look forward. Exhale, round through the spine, scoop the belly in, nose to knee, heel to buttock. Inhale as you open your chest, keep those belly muscles lifted. Exhale as you round, lifting even more, scooping in, heel to buttock. Inhaling, standing leg maybe a little soft. Exhaling, rounding, scooping, lifting. Inhaling. And exhaling. I think we've got one more. If you've had enough, it's okay. Inhaling. One more. And exhaling. Lovely stuff. We're going to step both feet to the floor. Take the backs of the hands to the chair as we stick the bottom out a little bit more. Sway the bottom from side to side, or the buttocks from side to side. And then we're gently going to walk towards our seat and come into standing. Use the chair to support coming upright. Take a moment when you're upright just to let your feet find the floor. Make sure that you're not dizzy in any way. Give your shoulders a little roll. And here, let's roll our wrists as well. So weight bearing on the hands is something we get out of the habit of doing. And sometimes if we do it, it can feel a bit uncomfortable to begin with. But generally, the more we practice, the better that sensation gets. And eventually we lose the discomfort in the wrists. However, you don't have to get there all at once. It might not happen all today. Fantastic stuff. So we've just done cat-cow pose, which is with both feet on the floor, bending the spine backwards and forwards. And then what we call in yoga tiger pose. Can't remember what the Sanskrit is, but where we're in that same sort of cat-cow position, but we're moving one leg a little bit more. And you can feel the additional effort needed across that Mani Pura solar plexus area to do that movement. So let us come into doing a little bit of a standing lunge. And some of this is just because this week we marry together our work in the sacral chakra in the hips as we move into Mani Pura as well. So we're using just a few of those movements that also move the hips quite well. So standing at the side of your chair or whatever support you've chosen to use, we're going to lift the leg that's nearest the chair first. So I'm lifting my right leg forward first so that I step onto the chair seat. Now, I spoke to my yogis before we started this class and advised them as to the level of the step up that they might make and the equipment that they might use. But if you can't step up to your chair, use a block or a stack of books or something smaller, a stool, a sofa, a set of stairs in your house, and you can choose the level that you want to go to. What we want is to make sure that whatever we're stood onto is firm enough, because we're going to make this motion and we don't want the support to move away from us. But also a chair is nice because it gives us something to hold on to, but a wall handy close by would be working as well. So with the right leg up and the left leg on the floor, we are going to stand tall using the chair for support and just gently ease ourselves forwards and backwards. So this back leg is just wherever it's comfortable. If you wanted to step that foot back a little bit more, you would get more openness on the long leg hip. So in this case, my left hip, and a little bit more strength on your front leg from the effort to move the body in and out. The important thing is that it feels comfortable and accessible, and it's not a strain, and it doesn't cause any discomfort. As you bring your hips forward this time, let's think about our hips a little bit more. So play with tucking your pelvis under like we did in rounding in cat pose, and then tucking your pelvis out like we did rounding into cow pose. So a little tuck under and tuck back, and just find what feels good. So we don't want to force anything, we just want to find where feels good, and then we're going to release long again and do one more lunge in, try and find that excellent position of the pelvis that works for us. Firm the belly muscles to press into the back heel and keep the body nice and upright. And then we're going to, the same leg that is long, arm, in this case it's my left, reaching up and reaching over to the opposite side of the body. So we get a really lovely long stretch. We're firm in the belly muscles. And here, if you wish to, you can look up towards the ceiling and then look down towards the chair to do this little rotation through the body in this side bend, but only if that feels good to your body. And it's just a small movement. And then when you're ready, coming back through center, and we are going to lengthen our front leg and take the hips backwards, maybe bend the back knee to just give ourselves a little forward bend over this lengthened front leg. Couple of deeper breaths here, maybe a lift in the belly muscles, and then coming back to upright, step onto both feet. Notice that standing leg's been working really hard, so give it a nice little shake out. Maybe do a march in place. If you would like to, you can try doing a chair-based downward dog, stepping the feet back, making sure the backs of the hands are supported quite high, nice wide feet, scooping the belly in and just swaying the hips gently from side to side. Very nice. We're going to walk towards our chair seat and or whatever support we're using, and then do the same thing on the other side. And I'm just moving this to the opposite end of the mat so it's easier to see from your angle. So we're facing our chairs, and this time we want to step forward. I used the right leg forward last time. I'm going to use the left leg forward this time, but with the leg that's closest to the part of the support we can use for our hands. And we can just ease the hips in and out a few times, making sure that it feels good. Maybe on this side, the level you step up to needs to be a bit lower. Maybe not. If we want to pop your long leg back a little bit more to give you a bit more space, then you can. And we're just easing in and out, trying to find movement. We're not really aiming for any particular shape. If you find that as your hips come forward, your back heel comes off the floor, it's not the end of the world, but perhaps just traveling to a point where that back heel can stay on the floor would be good. The next time you bring your hips in, we don't want to be as far in as we can go. We just want a little tuck under and tuck out to find that space where it feels really comfortable for the pelvis to be. We're going to lengthen the legs one more time. And then come into the lunge and hold with the pelvis tilted in a way that feels good to us. Press into the back heel to stand really nice and tall, firm the belly muscles, and then reach that long-legged arm up and over to the opposite side of the body. So you end up with a long line all the way down from that straight leg to the fingertips, or fingertips to the straight leg, as the case may be. Once you're into this side bend with the belly firm, you might want to gently look up and gently look down. Really small movement, just a little bit of a spiral in that side bend. It might not suit everybody. It's okay not to do this if you don't want to. When you're ready, coming back up to center, and we're going to lengthen the front leg and just stick the bottom out. So we get a little forward bend, soften that back knee bending into it. So we get a sense of length along that leg that's been all bent up. Now we're stretching it out and then coming back to upright to lightly step that foot onto the floor, just giving yourself a little wiggle or a shake or a march in place as you choose. Let us do our chair-based down dog to release as well. You can do any other posture that feels good to you. So if you're doing a chair-based down dog, stepping the feet back, softening the knees to stick the bottom out behind you and then sway the hips gently from side to side. Press into the chair, scoop the belly in at the same time and feel that sense of length down the sides of the body, and the back and the front of the body being nice and strong. When you're ready, you can press into the hands to come all the way forward and up into standing. Give yourself a moment, just wriggle anything that needs wriggling. Fantastic stuff. So we are going to do a little twist with our chairs as well. While we're here, twisting is one of the best things that we can do to stimulate the center part of the body. So we're going to start with our bodies facing our chairs, and then we're going to walk the feet to the right. So keeping the hands on your chair, just walk your feet to your right, and we don't need to force the body to be in any particular position. So we let the feet go as far round to the right as they can, and then we press into the feet to stand all the way tall, firm the belly muscles, and then gently look back towards the chair back and see if you can soften the shoulders down and gently move the chest a little bit in that opposite direction as well. So we've got our knees and feet facing one way, the hips are maybe halfway between the two, and then the chest is turned in the opposite direction. The head may be turned even further. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Find that lift in the center. Press into the floor. Try not to lean into the chair or lean backwards. When you're ready, allow your head to become more neutral, maybe pointing a little bit more towards the right-hand side, and then unwind your feet a little bit at a time. And as you come back to facing your chair, we'll do just a nice little gentle opening through the front of the body. So just stepping slightly away to give yourself some space, cleansing breath, breathing in, arms around the body and up, breathing out, hands to the center of the chest. Breathing in, arms around the body and up. Breathing out, hands to the center of the chest. Let's do one more. Breathing in. Breathing out. Awesome stuff. Let's do the same thing to the other side. I'm just going to swap my chair so that I can keep an eye on you guys. So we are facing the chair. We want to leave the hands in place and walk the feet to the left or the opposite side if you were doing opposite side last time, as far around as they will go. Just allow the feet to rest where they are, firm the belly muscles, press into the floor to stand tall, and then use the hands to gently stabilize the body back towards the opposite direction. So back towards the chair seat for the shoulders. They won't go very far, but they might go a little, and maybe turning your head to go a little bit more in that direction. Feel that space across your Mani Pura Chakra, just underneath the rib cage, down the sides of the ribs, at the back of the body, in the center of the spine. Nice deep breaths. When you're ready to release, turning your head to a more neutral position, and then softening the legs to unwind back towards the chair itself. We're just going to step away from the chair, notice the feelings in the body, the sensations that we've got. Wriggle anything that needs wriggling, and we'll take 3 cleansing breaths. Breathing in to stand tall, arms around the body and up. Breathing out, palms together, center of the chest. Breathing in, lifting through your belly muscles, lifting your chest. Breathing out, hands to center of the chest. One more like this. Breathing in. Breathing out. Relaxing the arms down to the side, just rolling the shoulders a few times. Fantastic stuff. So let us make our way back down to our seats for some relaxation. If you need to do any other movements that feel good or to help you to feel good before you come to sit down, please doing so there. Lovely job. Let me just take a blanket and a jumper and a block or two to rest the feet on. And in my case, a tiny sip of water. Oh, just to lubricate the voice. Very good. So Mani Pura Chakra is really the seat of energy in the body. So everyone who's done high school science came across the mitochondria, and every time you hear the word mitochondria, everyone says in their minds the powerhouse of the cell, which makes me giggle. My 14-year-old is doing cells at the moment. So the Mani Pura Chakra, or the solar plexus, is the powerhouse of the body in much the same way. So it regulates energy for the entire system, and it is like a battery, a store of sunshine within that we can tap into whenever we need it. Movement across this area helps us to keep warm as well. So as the months turn cooler and the weather turns inclement, it can be useful to know that, so that when we feel cool in ourselves, we can do some twisting, side bending, forwarding, back bending to really energize that and lift our sense of warmth from within. Let's now settle back into our chair seats. We're going to rest the hands down wherever they're comfortable. You can rest them on your solar plexus if you like, but for relaxation, perhaps you prefer to have the hands and arms more relaxed. We can close the eyes and allow the body to come into comfort, supported stillness. Notice the effect of your practice. Hopefully you can feel the parts of the body that you've moved, the energy that you've lifted and shifted, the effort, the sense of inner strength. Perhaps now you come to stillness, there is a deeper sense of stillness, deeper sense of calm, of steadiness, of center. We're going to take a deep breath in and sigh gently out. And repeat 3 more times. A deep breath in, let all of your effort go. A deep breath in, let your muscles begin to relax. A deep breath in, and surrender back and down into the chair and the floor. Let your breath find its natural rhythm, falling into quietness. Take your awareness into your forehead, feel it soften. Feel that space between the eyebrows opening, separating. Feel the area around your eyes releasing, your mouth, tongue, jaw, relaxing. Allow the whole of the body to feel that sense of heavy, warm, supported, letting go. Move your awareness to your breath. Feel the gentle ebb and flow of your breath. Observe the depth, the smoothness, the rhythm of your breath. Observe the coolness of air coming in through your nose and the warmth of your breath as it leaves your body. Observe the parts of your body that move as you breathe. The gentle rise and fall of the bottom of the ribs. You might encourage a slightly deeper breath just to feel the movement across the sides and the back of the body. Soften the features of your face again. And allow your body to relax a little deeper with every exhalation. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring your awareness back into your hands and your feet by wiggling your fingers, your toes, maybe rolling your wrists and your ankles. When you feel ready, taking a long, deep breath in, stretching the body in any way that feels good, maybe stretching the face to you. Easing one side and then the other. Gently bringing movement back into the body, maybe hugging one knee into your chest and then the other if that feels good to you. When you're ready, you can sit towards the front of your seat and just placing your hands over your Mani Pura Chakra at the bottom of the ribcage. Gently sit tall and bow your chin towards your chest. Mani Pura is the seat of self-confidence. Confidence in general, but self-confidence definitely in the body as well. So it's where we get our power and our sense of being able to get things done as well. As you move through this week, confident that we have balanced the energy of this chakra, move with that greater sense of knowing yourself. And hopefully others around you will sense it too. And you can encourage them to tap into their self-confidence too. Give yourself a gentle smile. And whenever you're ready, raising your head, opening your eyes. Thank you so much for joining in this practice. I hope you have a wonderful week filled with inner sunshine, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.